Hi, this is Joliet Mayor Bob Odenkirk. I just want to give an update. We did this a lot during the COVID issues about a year ago, giving updates with the numbers and trying to keep residents informed. And I think we're going to do this moving forward, just give monthly updates on Facebook, just little things to get a glimpse of what's happening here at the city. So a couple topics I want to talk about. Number one, the water project obviously is a big deal here in Joliet. We are still on track to have the new source of water by 2030. We have been working, staff has been working with staff from our neighbors and other communities. I think we have a number of other communities get on board and join the process of getting Lake Michigan water out to Joliet and out to the whole region. So it's an exciting project, and the council's taking big steps forward. I do want to thank Congressman Foster and Congresswoman Underwood. They were in Joliet a couple months ago on site looking at some of the work that's being done on the water mains and the improvements we have to make internally here in Joliet. They also sponsored $3.5 million for the Joliet Water Project in a House appropriation bill for 2022. So thank you to our congressmen and women for their support in this, and thank you to the other communities that are on board and have worked with the city moving forward. And again, we'll keep the updates coming on this, but it's a huge project for the city, and it's moving forward on track, which is good to report. The other news locally about the Joliet economy is very positive. Jim Gadotti, the finance director, gave some numbers at the last city council meeting. Essentially, our permits were up in last year, even during COVID, from where they were in 2019. So far, the city of Joliet this year has issued 3,624 permits, which is 24% higher than it was a year ago. So again, the development and the investment in Joliet continues. It's never stopped and never even slowed down during COVID. It continued. But again, great news to report that we're higher this year than we were last year, and obviously higher than years before. The estimated construction value on those permits so far for this year is $269 million worth of new construction happened in Joliet. Again, it's a 27% increase from 2019. So those are great numbers. It's a great trend. It's great to see that happening with the city. We have talked a little bit about financially where we are coming out of COVID. Obviously, with the money we see from the CARES Act and the other federal funding, it helped shore up some of the losses we saw from lost revenue. But the city of Joliet, again, so far in 2021, we're in good financial shape. So it's a credit to staff, a credit to the council for working together and managing the city's money correctly. As far as new development, obviously we've had some big announcements this year. Tony's Finer Foods coming to the Kmart site at Jefferson and Larkin. The Lions Electric, the car manufacturing plant, which is coming. Those are all still on pace. They're working with staff to get those projects going. So I'm looking forward to the construction starting on those two projects. Portillo's has finalized their plan. They're moving to the old International House of Pancakes site on Larkin Avenue. There's been new businesses opening downtown. We also have been talking to U.S. Steel. There were U.S. Steel representatives from Pittsburgh that were in town about a month ago. Myself and staff and members of the Chamber of Commerce were on the site with them. There's open talks about getting that site cleaned up after all these years in redevelopment. There is a purchaser for 109 Ohio Street. That's a 400,000 square foot warehouse. That deal is in the works. So I do think we're starting to see some movement on that site, and I hope that in the near future we have some good news to report. That's been blight for a long time. It'd be great to see that get back on the tax rolls and become a part of our community again, that property. We also received good word recently about the census that was done last year. Joliet remained the third largest city in the state of Illinois. Our population is about 150,000 people. Aurora, which was number 2, lost about 17 or 20,000 people. So they still remain the second biggest city, but the city of Joliet stayed entrenched, which is good for us because it should mean more federal and state tax dollars coming to our city. We get a bigger slice of the pie with the size of our population. So that was good news for our city. And then finally, just to wrap it up, there's a number of events that are being crammed into the next month or so. A lot of it had to do, well, all of it had to do with COVID. Back in February, March, when the planning process was going, I don't think anyone knew what exactly we would be looking like or how quickly we would come out of the COVID lockdowns that were in place. And if you remember, it happened pretty quickly. Within weeks, things were opening back up again that had been closed once or twice throughout the previous year. So a lot of summer events that we normally saw starting in May or June weren't able to get planned. Either the touring acts, the national acts that were coming through couldn't get here, or there just wasn't enough time. But then a lot of events were scheduled for later in the year, for August or September, which is where we're at now. We had the Including You Festival last week. The Park District did a brief or a smaller version of Taste of Joliet. The prison had an event a couple weeks ago. There was the Kids Fest downtown. So we're seeing that every weekend now. There's things happening throughout Joliet, and especially in downtown Joliet. So I would urge you to go to the City of Joliet website. We have a listing. I don't want to give a calendar today because I'll miss something and I'll make someone angry. But if you visit our website, you'll see the calendar, a complete list of what's happened in our city. If there's something that is planned that's not on our calendar, please let our staff know, and we'll put it on there so we can help advertise those events. But again, I encourage everyone to patronize what's happening here in Joliet, support all the local activity we have. I'm looking forward to New Orleans North and some of the other events that are coming. I'm really looking forward to the Light Up the Holidays Parade. That's all being planned. There's the Spanish or the Mexican Independence Day Parade that's being planned. So there's some really fun things that are coming to Joliet. And I encourage you, again, to look at our website and come out and patronize them. So thank you. We will do this probably on a monthly basis. I'll just give updates, brief updates. And if there's any topics that you'd like me to address, you can let staff know, or you can email me or call my secretary. I'd be happy to talk about that. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of the summer, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.